Good one.
And
Will
now
that
all
even work for a
together.
sink?
I'll make
Oh.
it work. I guess I'll have to. 1, 2, 3. Good enough.
We're getting better at that, I think.
We are getting better at that. Hang on, though. What? What?
I just want to look at something real quick.
I gotta look at fucking. Alright, hang on. I'll be right back. You guys start the podcast.
What?
Just do it!
What? No, we're not going to start without you.
Alright, so...
We're not starting the podcast without him.
Alright.
I refuse. This is his stupid idea. Keep my ass up on a weekday.
I mean, this was supposed to happen at 9:30.
Well, okay. This time it's my fault. This one time. So how are things, Danny?
Pretty okay.
That's cool. It's cool that things are cool.
I've been playing a metric fuck ton of VR.
Well, don't tell me like all about that, but I am happy to hear you've been doing that. Save some of that, but
Yeah, no, yeah.
I'm glad. Honestly, I don't know if maybe this is something I should say for the podcast. Yeah, I'll save it.
Okay.
This is a fun conversation because we can't talk about anything that's too interesting until Jacob gets back.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Oh. My bottle caps.
I'm sorry. I've been drinking a lot of. This isn't interesting, so I'll just say I've been drinking a lot of those. Do you know those sparkling ice, like flavored seltzer waters? I think is what they are. You know what I'm talking about? They're in those like long, thin bottles.
Yes, yes.
I've been drinking the shit out of those. Those have basically replaced like sodas for me now because I'm trying to drop soda. Because I think I brought this up on the last podcast, but since I've been sick, I lost like 15 pounds. Because there was just like a 3-week period where I was eating crackers and drinking water, and like that was it.
Right.
Man,
And
I'm fucking, like, I spent a full ass, like, almost 2 months dieting real hardcore to get down 40 pounds in 2 months. Meanwhile, Josh's stomach tries to exist from the rest of his body.
by the way, we haven't actually started the podcast yet, Jacob. We both agreed that we weren't going to start until you got back.
No. We started.
Oh, okay, I guess we've started. At some point during that conversation, you can choose to start the podcast.
Yeah,
I will.
We went out of our way to not talk about anything interesting so that
Too bad.
so that we could save it for the podcast.
I was just gonna say I've just been drinking various sparkling waters to replace sodas at home, anyways. And I don't know, every
how's it
time
work
I
out?
drink, great.
Oh, that's good.
But every time I drink one of those sparkling ice ones, I've tried a fuckload of them. It doesn't matter what flavor it is. I drink about half of it, and it gives me a fucking migraine.
Gives you a what?
A migraine.
Really?
Yeah.
You figure if anybody in this chat would be getting migraines from sparkling water, you figured it would be me.
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Have you determined what it is about the sparkling ice ones that do that?
I assume it's just whatever, like, additives they put in to get the flavors or whatever. I assume it's just like they're pouring it on too thick. Because no, I can't drink sweet tea, lemonade, fruit punch, or
Really?
real thick. Like I can't have like chocolate syrup. All for the same
I didn't
reason.
know this about you.
Yeah, it's just
Huh.
it's always stuff like that's always just giving me like a migraine whenever I try to have it basically, and the simplest solution to me was just like, oh, I guess I just can't have those things. So
That is bizarre.
it really is. Probably should have had it checked out, but whatever.
Well, anyways, I guess welcome to the podcast.
So, okay, so we said in the pregame that we all have Streets of Camarachcho, but none of us have touched it since.
No, I've
I-
touched it.
Yeah, I thought Danny had touched it.
Oh, you did?
I have touched it.
Oh, well, tell us all about it, since I
Since
haven't.
Streets of Rage 2, except it's the first level over and over and over and over again, and there's 3 characters, but they're all Axel.
Are they all Axel? When I saw the trailer, I thought Majima looked like he was based on Blaze, but
That's that's just what you really, really wanted deep down.
it's what I wanted, I guess. Yeah.
It's what everybody wanted.
Whatever.
for
I
them to be
love the
based
first
on different
level
characters.
of. I love the first level of Streets of Rage 2.
He does.
It's awesome. I could play
Yeah,
that
no,
all
it's a
day.
banger. It's a real banger. And playing as this Axel just cuts out the middleman of picking Axel anyway.
I think whatever that
Blaze.
whatever the fucking theme is for the first level of Streets of Rage 2, Josh is on record as saying that's like one of his favorite tunes from
It's
any.
called Go Straight, and it's
Yeah.
like one of my favorite that era of composition in video games. It's like one of my favorite. It's great.
Oh, so Josh, did you know that the fucking Sega Genesis Classics or whatever has had online multiplayer this entire time, and that we could have been playing Streets of Rage 2 on Steam?
I think I knew about that. I think the online is really not good though.
It
Is
really
what I remember hearing.
is lackluster.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I didn't have any problems.
Oh,
Because I looked into it because I thought the same thing, and it the online is a butt if you are an unfortunate console pleb.
well, I have it on the Switch, so it's probably not going to be great for me.
Probably not.
Probably not.
But I don't know. Me and Danny played a couple games and didn't really have any issues other than like every now and then the game would just decide that Danny didn't want to play anymore.
I mean, those are issues.
It's an issue.
That's
If there's
an
one,
issue.
if it's a single issue, then it's not issues.
Got me there.
Even if it's the same issue multiple times, then it's issues. It's still issues. It's just the same issue over and over again.
Right.
It's still multiple issues.
It's multiple iterations of a single issue.
Right, but that's still multiple issues.
Only technically.
Okay, so if you
I'm
buy
about
me,
to I'm about to
It's
show
like-
you how
it's like-
to
if
five
you
color.
buy me a box of Ferrero Rocher, it's not one Ferrero Rocher just because they're all the same thing. There
That's-
not less Ferrero Rocher than there is like assorted chocolates in an assorted chocolate box
That's not.
because there's
That's not a comparable
how this
example.
this
Like-
is it is comparable.
No, like if so if like something's like wrong with like my foot, like every time I put pressure on my big toe, it shoots pain up my leg. I go to the doctor and he says, "What's the problem?" And I say it's this. And every time I do this, this happens. And that's a single issue that continues causing a problem.
That's multiple. It's still multiple issues.
No, it's one issue. My foot's fucked
It's
up.
multiple instances of the same issue.
It's a single issue.
It's not a single issue.
They don't have to replace
It's a
my
single issue
leg
creating
and my
multiple issues. if you stub your toe, that's a single issue.
Yeah. But it will still hurt for a while, and it might
Depending on
hurt
how
to
bad you stub your toe,
it might hurt to
then
put
the
pressure
following
on it.
steps you take will be different issues.
Where is? Hang on, I have my response to this. I just have to get it. I know exactly where it's at.
Would you happen to know where it's exactly where it's at because I sent it to you?
I would. I would happen to know exactly where it's at because you sent it to me. So I believe you know what it is.
Yeah, I know.
There we go.
There you go. There it is.
I guess.
Yes.
Josh, what have you played? What have you been doing this week?
I haven't played anything this week. I'm still in a movie mode. I don't know. I was gonna talk about this earlier, but I don't know if you guys have had the same thing. Clearly you haven't because you guys have been playing stuff, but I just can't like bring myself to really like play video games right now.
I mean, I've like had that feeling before.
It's too much effort at this point.
Well, that's usually I just find like a single game where there's like, so like Minecraft for example. Whenever I'm getting that, I'm just like I'll just waste an infinite amount of time in Minecraft because there doesn't have to be any end goal. I can just zone out. I can put on
Yeah,
a
I
fucking
guess I get
podcast
that.
or a YouTube video and in another tab or whatever and just zone out.
Yeah, I mean, I had that a few weeks ago with Spider-Man. That actually is kind of a game like that where you just kind of swing around the city and have fun. And the movement in that game is so much fun that you can just do whatever the fuck you feel like.
True.
But speaking of Spider-Man, what I did do this week is I am caught up with the MCU up to Far From Home. I haven't seen it yet, but I have finished the MCU. Just last night I watched Endgame, so I am caught up.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Everybody can stop worrying about spoiling things.
Right.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised at how little I got spoiled on Endgame. I knew all the meme lines, but other than that, I was pretty untainted by Endgame spoilers.
That's always that's always struck me as weird. Is like whenever like something like Endgame comes out, the internet gets fucking livid if you post like spoiler content, but that doesn't seem to apply to memes. Like if you post like if there's a meme format that comes about because of it and you start posting memes of it that are still very clearly like a spoiler, nobody like the internet at large doesn't seem to care because memes exist in some different tangential realm.
I mean, looking back at it, I did kind of get like super spoiled on like the ending, on ending elements of that game, of that movie rather.
Right.
But like everything before, I didn't really care when I was watching it. Like everything else before that was still really entertaining. It's a good movie. I say that as someone who doesn't like. I'm not gonna say I don't like the MCU, but a lot of the movies are kind of the samey.
Right. Formulaic.
Yeah, it is very formulaic. There's a bad guy, he doesn't like the good guy, he gets a thing to fight the good guy has to stop him. Repeat.
Right.
But and like I'm not being a Martin Scorsese about this, but I'm trying not to be, but yeah, they are very formulaic and there are issues that are, but it's fun. It's fun. Oh no. We lost him.
Yo, what the fuck just happened to Danny? Are you kidding
He
me?
just vanished. He got Thanos snapped.
Was he ever really here? He said like 3 words.
He is inevitable. And then he was gone.
And I'm just messaging him now. No, I will never, ever, ever, and I say this with confidence, phone, I will never, ever, ever mean what the duck.
Please remind me to restart later, Windows 10. Did I say something?
I don't know. He said his internet is mad because storm.
Oh, shit.
So the same fucking thing that was happening to me. Except it wasn't storm.
Oh, well, I guess we'll just shoot the shit until he gets back.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, I caught up, and the funny thing is, the only reason I really did all of this, caught up like this, was because I wanted to watch Far From Home. And I've actually heard that Far From Home, Spider-Man Far From Home, isn't all that great. Or that it's not like, it's not that it's bad, but it's just kind of whatever.
Right.
And the reason I want to see it is exclusively because Mysterio is in it.
That's
And
a
I want
solid
to see
reason.
a Hollywood movie with Mysterio in it.
They don't
Even
do enough
if
with Mysterio.
Jake Gyllenhaal is the one playing Mysterio.
There's not enough. There's not enough Mysterio.
Mysterio's great. I love Mysterio. I really hope he shows up in the next Spider-Man game.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
I think that's what everybody was kind of hoping for. The newest one, whatever it was called, I don't even remember. I don't remember the name
Miles
of it.
Morales.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a boring name, but I like Miles. So, I'll play it. Do you have a favorite Spider-Man villain, Jacob? Or are you not in tune enough with Spider-Man to have like a favorite villain? I figure you probably have a favorite villain. It's just you don't know all of the villains.
Yeah, it's that one. It would probably be Mysterio, but like, I don't feel like I'm in tune enough with all of Spider.
But like you don't like because there's like a whole rogues gallery you don't know about.
Yeah. So,
I hope Danny comes back before too long so I can ask him that question.
me too.
I feel like you're definitely more informed Batman-wise is where you have most of your knowledge.
Definitely.
And out of all the great Batman villains, you pick the fucking Riddler as your favorite.
Look, man.
Is he still your favorite? You haven't changed your mind? You haven't come around?
I mean, he's still up there. And specifically, it's the Riddler that they wrote into existence for the Arkhamverse. I really like that one.
Really? Because I think most people agree that one's like the most annoying one.
I mean,
I think that
story
is
of my life,
like
but I'm not changing my opinion.
Least liked version of the Riddler. I put a bunch of bullshit all over town, Spider-Man. Spend 150 hours trying to find all my bullshit.
That's I don't know. That's kind of why I like him. It's like nobody had plans to have him be a part of things, and he came up with one on his own. And was like, "Fuck it, I'm now a big part of this. Pay attention to me."
I remember early on when Batman Begins, or the third Christopher Nolan Batman movie, was being talked about. Early on, there was some speculation, or there had been some talks about potentially having the Riddler be the main villain in that movie, and they wanted Johnny Depp to play him, and I think that would have been cool.
That sounds like it would have been really cool. I'd be down with that.
That'd be cool. I I don't want to say. I probably would have liked it better than Bane. But the only reason I don't like that version of Bane is because of that last minute plot twist.
Oh, right. Uh,
The Tom Hardy squeaky voice is too golden to pass up, though. Yeah,
that's
what about Bane? Why isn't Bane your favorite villain?
uh man, I really don't know.
Bane is probably my favorite Batman villain, and I don't like the Arkham version of him. I like the Arkham City version of him, but I don't like, or the Arkham Origins version of him, but I don't like the Arkham Asylum or City version.
I think
He looks like he's in a gimp suit.
yeah, Arkham Origins had another Batman excuse me, Batman related thing that had a really like dumb Bane related twist at the very end.
Which one?
Well, because like the part of the big final climax for Arkham Origins is Bane figures out Batman's true identity, but then at the end it's fine
And then
because
at the end,
he did too much of the drugs, so he
he did
forgot.
too much of the, yeah.
And I'm like, that's really fucking stupid.
He couldn't remember though, so something had to give with that plot line.
Right? They could have just like, I don't know, they could have just not started running with that plot thread, but they did. So
You like the trickster characters, I just realized. Like, you like Mysterio, you like the Riddler. They're both like the trickster.
yep, I hadn't thought about it, but yeah, you're right.
Hmm.
Wow, that's
All right, I'll play a different game with you. Okay, first of all, who do you think my favorite Batman villain is?
oh man, who do I think your favorite Batman villain is?
Hmm
Like, are we like, can we go like broad, or are we talking like main ones, like the more well-known ones?
We can go broad. I'm gonna say we don't need to, but we could go broad if you wanted. Because there's a chance you might mention a villain that I do like better.
Um, hmm. So is it Scarecrow?
You're right. It is Scarecrow. Yep.
All right, cool.
Followed closely by Bane. Yeah, that's a great guess actually.
I was like, man, okay, so it's not Bane, or he wouldn't have posed the question. And he said we didn't need to go broad, so I don't know. I was running through them, and
Yeah.
I was like, well, it's not Two-Face. That would be fucking stupid.
No, I feel bad for Two-Face. He has the dumbest gimmick of any Batman villain. That's not true.
That's not
That's
true.
not true.
That's not true.
That's not true. He has the dumbest gimmick of the main villains, but he does not
Yeah.
have the dumbest Batman gimmick.
No, no, not at all. Man, who
Batman has the villains who like sew quilts and shit.
who probably is the Batman villain with like the dumbest gimmick?
Isn't the one who sews quilts like a real? That's a real one. That's a real villain. That's a real Batman villain. I don't think you could beat that.
I think so. Man, there are a lot of fucking Batman villains. Who's the fucking puppet guy that's basically fucking Geppetto?
The puppet guy?
Yeah.
I know
Or
who you're
no,
talking
he's
about.
no. Okay. He isn't the fucking Well, I guess he technically
He's
is.
controlled by the puppet.
Yeah,
like
he's the
that
one that's like controlled.
Goosebumps book.
Yeah, he's like, yes, it's like a gangster puppet or whatever.
Yeah, he's a gangster puppet. What was that guy's name?
Oh, of course it fucking is. Arnold Wesker, and the puppet's name is Scarface.
The puppet's name is Scarface?
Yeah.
Well, that's what you get for naming your puppet Scarface.
Yeah. So the dude's name is Arnold Wesker, but I guess his villain name is the ventriloquist.
The
That-
ventriloquist.
that-
That one sounds.
That one's pretty dumb.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
that one's pretty
I'm
dumb.
really.
I think
trying
the
to
Mad
remember-
Hatter's gimmick is fucking stupid. He's just a crazy guy who likes Alice in Wonderland.
Oh yeah, that is his entire thing, isn't it?
Yep. Batman spends a lot of time assaulting the mentally ill. Like a lot of time.
Wait.
And it's like it's a hobby for him. He embezzles money from his company and his investors to devise newer and more cunning ways to assault the mentally ill. That's
right.
all he does, and he doesn't pay his taxes.
Okay. The fucking.
Fuck Batman is what I'm saying.
That's
He's a piece of shit.
I mean, you're.
Superman pays his taxes.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Also, you were thinking of we were trying to think of fucking Crazy Quilt.
Crazy Quilt, of course.
that's the quilt guy.
I feel like that one's cheating though.
There's one more I'm trying to fucking think of. That's like.
Jake, there's a billion more.
Yeah, there's one specific one that's like fairy tale related. Okay, yeah, no. I thought that maybe it was something less on the nose, but I was thinking of literally fucking Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
Oh yeah. Well, they go along with the Mad Hatter, don't they?
I thought they were their own, like...
Oh, they're their own thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's dumb for the same reason.
Yeah, no, it's dumb for the same reason, but... Well, most of
Might be a little
those...
bit dumber.
Most of those characters, like, got written into the comic in, like, the fucking, like, 40s and 50s, so...
Yeah, no, they were in the like Silver Ages, definitely.
Yeah. I feel like it, well, I was going to say it was a bit more fast and loose then, but it feels pretty fast and loose now.
That's one of the things I like about Spider-Man, is that it kind of leans into how dumb it is. Spider-Man definitely is like, it's self-aware.
Right.
Like I was reading, I read Absolute Carnage over the past week, which I guess is another thing that I did. I got like the collection from Books A Million when I went to a job interview, and I read Absolute Carnage, and it is super edgy and dumb, and it's not good, but I like it. Like there's a billion problems that you could bring up, and you could absolutely walk up to me and say, man, Absolute Carnage is trash, and I was like, you're probably right, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for every reason that you hated it.
I mean, that's a totally understandable position, though.
But the reason I brought it up is because at one point they have to break into I think it's Rikers they've got to break into. And and the guy who gets them in is J. Jonah Jameson's son.
Yeah.
Are you aware of who J. Jonah Jameson's son is?
I'm not.
So J. Jonah Jameson's son is named, I think it's like John Jameson or something like that.
Yeah.
And he is he is an astronaut,
Uh,
goes into space, but he is also, and he finds a crystal in space that lets him become a werewolf.
oh yeah. Oh
And
okay.
the thing is though that those two events kind of happened like apart from each other. At first he was just a spaceman, an astronaut,
Yeah.
and then much later on in his life he found a gem in space that turned him into a werewolf. And so he's the one who lets them into the prison to find Norman Osborn, because the idea is that everyone who's been touched by a symbiote has like a bit of symbiote left in them,
Right.
and if you get all the symbiotes together, you can awaken the symbiote god. Because, like I said, super dumb and edgy, and I love it. So they're trying to get Norman Osborn so that Carnage can't get all the symbiotes and awaken the symbiote god. And they gotta get Norman Osborn, and J. Jonah Jameson's son lets them in, the space werewolf. And he brings it up at one point. He's talking to Venom about some bullshit, and he's like, Venom or Eddie Brock's like, you don't want to mess with me, kid. And he's like, I mean, I am still a werewolf. I could probably hold my own at least. I don't know if I could beat you, but I could. I'd get a few good hits in.
I could throw down for a bit.
I could throw down for a bit against Venom, maybe. But yeah, Spider-Man super leans into how dumb it's gotten. Like with Spider-Man, they've done fucking everything. And at one point, he's talking to a guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I've met like." Peter Parker's talking to a guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I've met like 17 different alternate reality versions of myself, so this is kind of just whatever."
I'm just along for the ride.
Yeah. No, I know what's up. I know the score.
Not even the dumbest thing I've heard since breakfast. So what do you think is probably, on the topic of really dumb things, what do you think is probably like the dumbest? Okay, not counting whichever Castlevania had the blood vomit. What is probably the dumbest fucking thing you've ever seen in a game that you were excited for?
Ooh, there's too much. I love dumb shit in video games. I mean, I'm like the entirety of Deadly Premonition is the answer to that question, Jacob.
All right, that's a solid answer.
When the squirrels make monkey noises at the very beginning of that game, I come. Just right then and there, every time. I've got to get it under wraps, or else I might forget how to come normally.
that's the only way it works.
I feel like you asked me this question because you have a specific example that you want to address, though. So I'm gonna throw this one back at you.
See,
under that assumption, what's your favorite dumb thing in video games? In a video game.
See, you figure.
Or were you were completely not ready to have this question thrown back at you?
Yeah, no, I wasn't completely ready to have this question thrown back at me. Honestly, so like
This was
I would have
basic linguistic jujitsu, like really basic.
Look, I would have.
This was a softball toss, Jacob. I expected you.
No, I was in the middle of preparing, and I forgot that fucking Deadly Premonition existed because, like, all right, no, legitimately though, had I remembered that
I took your answer.
No, had I remembered that Deadly Premonition existed, I would have like waited until I had my answer to ask the question because Obviously, Josh was going to say Deadly Premonition.
You thought you had more time.
Yeah. That's basically what it was.
I haven't played Deadly Premonition 2 yet. I wonder if that might be one I need to play over the next week. I own it, but I haven't played it. That's where I'm at in my life now. I've got a bunch of shit that I like. I own it, but I haven't played it. Don't want to.
Right.
Want to own it. Don't want to play it.
Right.
It's a super weird mind goblin.
I feel like that's like literally everybody's Steam library.
Yeah.
It's just...
Oh, I went to McKay's this past week, and I got a bunch of fucking James Bond games for some reason too, on the PlayStation 2 that I haven't played yet.
that sounds
Or
exciting.
I've played them, but I haven't played the ones I got yet.
Right.
I got GoldenEye Rogue Agent, and I've never played that one.
That one I have also never played.
I think it's like kind of bad, but I still want to play it. Or I might be misremembering. It might be another James Bond game that's kind of bad. Because there's a bunch of James Bond games that are just kind of bad. There are also a bunch of James Bond games that are like kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, there are. I know Everything or Nothing is probably my favorite.
I was just going to ask what your favorite James Bond game was. You said Everything or Nothing, and I'm going to let you know that that's mine. So do we share the same favorite James Bond game?
We in fact share the same favorite James Bond game.
Isn't it bizarre that Sean Connery's very last acting role, was as James Bond in the PlayStation 2 version of From Russia with Love?
Was that really his very last acting role?
If it's not his very last, it's like one of the last things he's done, because he fucking quit acting after League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. The story of why Sean Connery quit acting is hysterical. It's because he was offered the role of Gandalf.
Oh yeah, you've told me this story before, and I love it.
He was offered the role of Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. He got the script, and he said, "I don't understand it. I think this script sucks." And he turned down the role. And then Ian McKellen took the role, and they won Oscars and shit, and it was like a multi-million-dollar thing. And so the next time he had a script that he didn't understand roll across his desk, he took it, and it was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. And League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was a box office and critical bomb. And after that, he was just like, "I'm done acting forever." I will come back to do the voice of a PS2 game.
Wasn't it? Well, it wasn't like there were like two major roles that he didn't. He also turn down Dumbledore or something.
I don't think it was. It might have been a role in Harry Potter. I don't know if it was Dumbledore or not. But I also thought there were two. I just can't remember what the other role was that he turned down.
I don't know. I just think it's bizarre that after that he agreed to reprise his role as a character he fucking despised.
Yeah.
He hates James Bond.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he says that he hates James Bond in interviews, but I imagine he kind of likes James Bond.
Yeah, probably, but
I imagine he's like, I liked all the money and fame that I got from playing that character, and it was fun to go to like Japan and all these different locations and be like, I get like, he's not a great guy, but
right,
it was fun playing him.
Yeah, he at least liked him enough to do a fucking PS2 game about one of the movies.
Yeah.
So I guess there's that. I'm currently looking through a list of PS2 games, and
Just PS2 games in general?
yeah, just in general to try and find some like really like out there stuff because the fucking that console generation was a fucking wild time.
Well, you like the PlayStation 2 has the most video games of any console ever. You know that, right?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
I mean, there's no end to that barrel. That barrel is endless. There's no bottom.
Yeah, like look at like
You can keep digging and you keep finding these really, really obscure, sometimes like really cool PS2 games. And that's like my favorite thing about the PlayStation 2.
it's just a never-ending treasure trove of what the fuck
There's
is this?
so many gems of varying quality.
Yeah, like whatever this is, published by Konami apparently. Adventure of Tokyo Disney Sea.
Looks great. I love to play that. I would love to play that. There's a fucking Reservoir Dogs game. There's a Sopranos game. There are tons of those weird like PlayStation 2 games based on movies and TV shows that you don't think should exist.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the other thing is like, cause there's that bottomless barrel extends to the fact that there are like an almost equally sized avalanche of PS2 games that are exclusive to other regions.
Example?
Well, okay, so that one that I just showed is obviously probably never left Japan. There's whatever the fuck Agent Hugo is. There's a fucking it got four fucking games on the PS2 from 2005 to 2008, and it was released only in Europe. And there's like all kinds of shit like that.
Yeah, I do definitely remember.
Like what
I still kind of sort of remember the days
the fuck is
of
this? What is an Agent
region
Hugo?
locking being a huge deal, and it's just not anymore. It's kind of nuts that we live in an era where like a region locked game is just kind of non-existent.
Yeah, and
You can get a game from wherever you want, from whatever fucking country you want, and still like play it on your console.
yeah, yeah. It is. It that still doesn't. That still never explained that fucking like cursed copy of Halo 3 that I have.
Halo. I knew you were gonna bring up the Halo 3 copy.
Well, because I've had it for so
That's
long.
completely in French.
I've asked so many people, and
You had to have done something.
I
You had to have done something to
I
it to make
didn't-
it.
That's how I got it. Well, because like
You had to have like fucked with some setting in Rage.
well, that's the thing though. It's like the actual disc itself, like the cover on the disc, that shit is in French, but it has an ESRB rating.
I wonder if it's Canadian.
It could be like that.
That would probably explain it.
That's like the only possible explanation that I somehow ended up with a fucking like French Canadian copy of Halo 3. I just know that it was
That's the
real fucking
most
jarring.
logical explanation to me. Halo 3 is on the Master Chief Collection, by the way, so now there's no real reason for you to have not played it. For us to have not played it together, actually.
This is true.
Do you have the Master Chief Collection on Steam?
I do. Danny's the only one left that doesn't.
Oh, okay. Well, then there's like literally no reason.
Absolutely zero.
We could play through the first level tonight.
We totally could. I didn't know they made a PS2 game based on An American Tail.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that either, but I'm not surprised.
I feel like that's something that I would have liked to have been told. What?
I think American Tail is one of those. It might be American Tail. Is there a scene where like Five-O's family gets like gassed by exterminators or something like that?
There might be. That
Because I
is one that I
remember
have.
when I was a kid,
That
there was.
I was gonna say that is a movie that I have actually seen, but it's been so long that I don't remember.
I just remembered that I stayed away from American Tail because when I was a kid, I saw a movie about a cartoon mouse and like his family gets gassed by exterminators, and it always scared the shit out of me. And I don't actually know if it was American Tail, but it looked close enough to American Tail that I didn't want to watch American Tail in case it was that.
Right. That's that's understandable. But there's like a fucking shitload of like an American Tail like knockoff movies. It's super weird.
Are they knockoffs or are they like just straight to VHS
They're
releases?
they're like knockoffs. I'm pretty sure because as far as I know, they only ever did the two American Tail ones, which was an American Tail, and then there was an American Tail 5 Goes West, and like that's it for like official releases.
Hmm.
Why does an American Tail have a 71% on Rotten Tomatoes? What the fuck do they know? Wait, don't fucking tell me.
I can't speak to the quality of American Tail since
You're gonna fucking tell me that an American Tail has a 71%, but Chicken Run has a 97? This is bullshit.
Chicken Run's fucking great. What are you talking about?
Chicken Run is great, but I can't stand that claymation style. It scares me. It gives me little kid nightmares.
97% is a bit much for Chicken Run, I think. It's been a while since I've seen Chicken Run, but I know it's great, but 97% is skewed. Cartoon, mouse, family. I'm trying to find out what this movie is because apparently it wasn't American Tail. Holy gas.
5 Goes West has an even less score. What the fuck?
Yeah, doesn't that movie suck?
5 Goes. I don't remember it sucking.
Okay.
There's no way it sucked. It was produced by Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg doesn't always produce bangers, dude.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I remember really liking 5 Goes West.
Steven Spielberg is very hit and miss. He's made some of the most influential, some of my favorite movies of all time, but he's not batting 100. He's just over the Mendoza line.
But yeah, no, the Chicken Run animation style has always like creeped me out.
Okay, so apparently this movie that scarred me was called Once Upon a Forest. And it was a 1993 animated adventure film produced by Hanna-Barbera Productions.
That looks weirdly familiar, but also like not at all familiar.
Yeah, apparently it's super obscure, but it wasn't obscure enough to not scar me for life. Also, I had to dig through a bunch of fucking five finger family videos or whatever the fuck to find it. Because when you search
fucking
cartoon mouse family gassed, a lot of weird results come up.
Yeah, don't even get me started on the fucking Finger Family video.
Finger,
Like,
yeah.
Fucking Gold Rush or whatever the fuck. Yeah, there it
Did
is.
you ever? Yeah, this is the movie.
Once Upon a Forest.
Because like at the beginning, his family gets gassed, and then at the end they're about to get gassed again, but a human saves them. instead of gassing them, and it's supposed to be like this like moment of, oh, they're good people after all, but it's not. It's just cartoon mouses getting gassed.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Also, there's a hedgehog in it, a fat hedgehog. You can see him right there. You know what I'm gonna do
What?
before our next podcast? I'm going to have watched Once Upon a Forest. I will tell you.
I'm excited.
I'm going to confront this beast from my past, and I will let you guys know how it goes. It's got a 22% on Rotten Tomatoes, so wish me luck.
I do. What is that fucking? Wait.
So I think Danny's just gone for this episode.
Yeah, it seems that way. But that's okay.
An unfortunate thing about that is that means that we can't take breaks and let the other two
That
members of the podcast
yeah,
take over.
yeah, that is an unfortunate thing. So I found I'm trying to remember the name of this. I think okay, yes, this is it. No. Oh, Jesus Christ, Google, cooperate with me.
And we'll never find out who his favorite Spider-Man and Batman villains were.
Oh, god damn it, I actually wanted to know that.
Okay, wait. We'll go back to this because I realized I didn't say who my favorite Spider-Man villain is. Let's take a shot at guessing with your limited Spider-Man villain knowledge who my favorite Spider-Man villain is. It's not a really obscure one. I'll tell you that.
I think we're seriously underestimating my Spider-Man villain knowledge. We're overestimating.
There's
perhaps.
a bunch. Is the problem?
Man, is it? Is it something like really obvious, like Doc Ock or the Green Goblin?
It's not that obvious,
Okay, is it?
but
And it's not Mysterio?
it's not Mysterio. Mysterio's up there, and Doc Ock is up there, and Green Goblin is up there, but
It's not like
they're not my favorite.
It's not like. Hey, Danny's back!
He's back!
Oh my god!
He's back early from cowboy camp.
Yeah, we've just been doing the podcast.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Really-
wait.
really
Here's
quick though, really
I've got
quick
to
though.
I
I
have
have-
to pee. I have to pee. So you have this
Okay.
conversation with Jacob, and you two try and guess who my favorite Spider-Man villain is with your while I go pee.
Okay.
Okay.
Discuss it and try and figure it out. Okay, bye.
Okay. I just started recording on my Audacity again, so
Oh, great! Yay! Do another sync then.
what do you mean do another sync? I
Do another
got to
sync.
record 16 something minutes, and now I'm recording again. You figure it out. It'll be real easy. I stop talking and then I start talking again.
Yeah, but that's. I have to. It's two completely separate.
Here. Shut the fuck up. 1, 2, 3. Go figure it out.
Thank you. That's all I needed. And luckily, I thought it was funny, so I don't even have to worry about
Right.
fucking editing
No,
that.
no.
We'll just keep the whole thing in.
No, for sure. What the fuck is Agent Hugo?
Oh, we were talking about like the fact that the PS2 has the biggest fucking library ever, like of any console, and I was talking about how
it's
the problem with it is that like for all of the really obscure fucking games that you can get in this country, there's an equal number of obscure fucking games that are exclusive to other regions. like Agent Hugo, which is a series exclusive to Europe, and also Adventures in Tokyo Disney Sea.
Well, I mean, yeah, that one's obviously that one is what it is.
Also, Josh is just to prepare you. Josh is going to ask you who your favorite Spider-Man villain is when he comes back. Also, I'm trying to figure his out right now because he asked me who I thought his was. It's not. He asked me with my limited knowledge of Spider-Man villains, who do I think his favorite one is? It's not. It's not Doc Ock or the Green Goblin or the Mysterio.
I bet it's Rhino.
I was gonna ask him if it was Mr. Negative. And then my final guess after that, if that wasn't it, was whoever the fucking with a wave of my hand and a flick of my dick, one zap for me will kill you quick. That guy. What the fuck is his name?
You know. What?
You haven't seen that? You haven't seen that fucking the animated Spider-Man dub?
No.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, Danny, do you want to present your guess first, or
Is it Rhino? Is it Rhino?
It is not. It is not Rhino.
Can I
is
get
it
a hint?
is it Mr. Negative?
It's not Mr. Negative. Mr. Negative is super obscure.
Well,
The only thing that makes Mr. Negative not super obscure is that the Spider-Man PS4 game wanted a super obscure villain to use.
Yeah.
They were like, I remember when that game was coming out and Mr. Negative was the villain they were showing off. They were like so giddy with how obscure Mr. Negative was as a villain.
Is it the
They're like, I bet none of you guys know who this guy is.
is it the electric zappy dude whose name I don't know?
Which one? There's two.
Oh,
There's the Shocker and there's Electro.
We'll go with Electro. That sounds like the one I'm thinking of.
It's not Electro.
All right, Danny, you're up.
Okay, wait, I do have a hint. He has been in a movie.
What?
He has been in one of the Spider-Man movies.
Okay. Danny, did you die again? We just got you back.
No, I'm here. I'm thinking. Is it Sandman?
Is not Sandman.
Is it Venom?
It's not Venom. That's a good guess, though. Venom is secretly everyone's favorite. He's everyone's
Is it the
pocket
fucking
favorite.
Vulture?
It's not the Vulture. I think you're running out of movie villains.
I think he said.
You might not even be able to guess it because his appearance in this movie is so fucking forgettable that even though he's the main villain, you probably don't remember it. Because the movie and the villain are so forgettable.
Oh, the lizard?
There we go. It's the fucking lizard.
There we go, baby.
He likes that.
There we
he
go.
likes that plug and play
got
game
the
where you
very
plunder
last-
the sewers for the lizard endlessly.
You got the very last Spider-Man villain that has been in a movie. Yes, the lizard is my favorite Spider-Man villain because he is a giant lizard man in a lab coat.
Yeah, that's reason
there's-
enough for me.
There's really not a whole lot more to it than that. But
That's like my
Man.
favorite Batman villain is Scarecrow because he looks like a scarecrow.
my favorite Batman villain is also Scarecrow.
He's just a neat guy when he's not taking off Batman's mask.
Yeah.
So here's a. I was gonna share this right before Danny got back because it's something that has even worse ratings than Once Upon a Forest. Have you ever seen this animated masterpiece? Titanic: The Legend Goes On.
Well, we've all seen it because of that one video.
I mean, that's
Well,
that's
yes,
true.
but have you did you see it and then decide, oh, I've got to see this shit? Because I did.
How did it go?
Well, I would say it deserves its 2 out of 10 on IMDb. I can see why.
Only at a 2 out of 10?
I can see why only 27% of Google users liked this movie. It's really not great. But it is fun to play Spot the Copyright Infringement. Like that's a super fun game.
What's the most hype you guys have ever been for a game that turned out to be shit?
Ooh.
Wait, first,
I've had a bunch.
Danny, who's your favorite Spider-Man villain?
Oh, yeah, before we
My favorite Spider-Man
get to that.
villain?
Yeah.
It's a tie between Carnage and Venom. It's a real cop-out answer.
That is a real cop-out answer, but...
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Alright, well, anyways,
My favorite thing about Carnage is that they were like, alright, Venom's not a great dude, right? But he's super popular, so we're gonna make a comic book out of him. We just need to make... Like, what if Venom was, like, a real piece of shit?
I actually like Venom more.
Like, he's a
than
murderer.
Carnage,
Purely
because of that dynamic that they kind of forced. I just like the idea that Venom is this like awful, terrible thing, but he has something to look at and point and go, well, at least I'm not Carnage.
Well, at least I'm not Carnage. Like, Eddie Brock might be a piece of shit, but at least I'm not Cletus Cassidy.
Right.
We were actually talking about Absolute Carnage, the comic book run, a minute ago. I that was something else I did over this week. I read Absolute Carnage.
I've been meaning to read. I bought Carnage USA forever ago when it came out, and I never actually read the run of it. But I've been going through some of my older books, and I found those again. And I think I might actually read that run, considering I bought it fucking forever ago.
Yeah, I was going to get... I remember being, like, somewhat excited for Absolute Carnage. I don't really know why. Like, I was gonna... Like, I'm not a huge comic book fan, but I was gonna, like, go to a comic book store and get...
One comic book,
Get that.
please.
Yeah, get that run of Absolute Carnage. But I never ended up doing that.
Right.
But yeah, I read through it, and like I said earlier, I liked it. That doesn't mean it was good.
So.
And I think you will like... If you read Absolute Carnage, I think you will also like it, but you will also be like, that doesn't mean it's good.
Believe it or not, I am actually embarrassed to admit that I have a larger than what you should have collection of Sonic the Hedgehog comic books.
I know. And I knew that's where that was going.
And the reason I say that you need believe it or not, I am actually embarrassed about it. My proof of that is, Josh, I don't think you ever knew that because I keep them hidden.
You know I would, like, burn them. Tell me you have the one that has the fucking repurposed Holocaust quote at the beginning so that I can destroy it.
Which one is that? I might. I don't know.
Please don't tell anyone how I live.
Basically.
Apparently, one of the Archie Sonic commercials or comics repurposed, like Knuckles repurposed a Holocaust quote. First they came for the Jews, and then like by the end.
And then by the end,
there was no one
left to defend me, Knuckles, the echidna, copyright
from
Sega.
yeah. No, actually that. It's just they replaced Jews with like squirrels and Nazis with egg bots.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Alright, well, you gotta get that one so I can destroy it.
I also feel like I'm missing some. Like at some point between leaving my parents' house and getting my own apartment, and then leaving that apartment, getting this apartment, I feel like I really feel like I have more than this.
Real quick, just what's the game that you were hyped for that turned out to be shit? Because I have a real easy one.
Jacob, do you have anything? Because I've got to sift through.
Man, what's the game that I was real hyped? Man, the number one that comes up off the top of my head, and I haven't played it since they apparently fixed everything, but it's got to be No Man's Sky. That's probably the most recent one. Because I don't typically get hyped for games anymore. For that
remember...
reason, because I've been burned so many fucking times that I was like, I'll just choose not to care, and because like
I remember being.
Even for like Kingdom Hearts 3.
I remember that like period of time when like everyone was hyped for No Man's Sky, and I was one of them, and I remember you being one of them too. And then like 2 months before, for some unknown reason, 2 months like before it came out, I just switched, and I was like, this might all be bullshit.
Right. Well, yeah, that's typically...
This all feels like bullshit.
That's typically how I am with like any game. Almost like
so you finally
even with like
Danny.
Kingdom Hearts 3, like I don't usually look up anything. Like I don't want to see trailers, I don't want to see promotional art, I don't want to see anything, I don't want to know anything. I want the game to come out, and I want to find out then after it's come out and people have played it if it's shit or not.
Duke Nukem Forever is not a bad game. It's just severely mediocre, which makes it bad.
It is just a bad game.
It
is a very bad game.
It's just...
I'm not relenting on this one. There's no...
It's just a Duke...
There is no middle ground that I'm going to reach with you on this one, Danny. I'm really sorry. Duke Nukem Forever fucking sucks.
My hot take on the issue... My hot take on the issue is that it's just a Duke Nukem game.
It is just a Duke Nukem game.
And that maybe looking back, Duke Nukem kind of sucks.
But it's a poorly designed Duke Nukem game is the problem.
I don't know if I agree with that necessarily.
Well,
I agree with
wasn't
the
DLC for that game like good though?
Yeah, I was about to ask you, Josh, have you played the Doctor Who Cloned Me? Because that pretty much fixes like every conceivable problem that is in that game.
No, I haven't. No, I'm not going to, and no, I don't believe you.
That's fine. I don't care. I'm just saying the Doctor Who Cloned Me is objectively better. Like, Duke Nukem is a real character.
It's not hard.
Here, it's fine. I'll direct his bile.
It's not hard.
I'll direct. I'll direct his bile in a different direction. I took a picture of my Sonic comic book collection.
You can make a better game than Duke Nukem Forever.
Why is that picture 2.4 megabytes?
Duke Nukem Forever deserves every ill that has been brought upon it and more.
Okay, can we at least agree that the Duke Nukem theme is pretty cool?
Well, yeah, Megadeth did it. Why wouldn't we agree on that?
Yeah, it's great. And that's why I don't agree with the first... Well, I don't agree with the part where you said it's just a Duke Nukem game. I think older Duke Nukem games were better games. But I also agree that older Duke Nukem games just kind of weren't also all that great. As great as people thought they were because of Duke Nukem Forever.
Once again, also some of them. There's always been good and bad Duke Nukem games.
Oh yeah, no, there have always been bad
Duke
Nukem
Nukem
games.
Forever stings just especially hard because it was supposed to be a sequel
but
to the
none
best
of them are
Duke game, and it was bad.
Yeah, but none of them are as bad as Duke Nukem Forever.
See, now I don't know if I agree with that.
No, that's the truth. Duke Nukem Forever is really bad.
Here, hang on. It's almost uploading. I promised I was going to direct Josh's bile in a different direction. So here's a picture of my Sonic the Hedgehog comic book collection.
I have to see a picture of the... God damn.
I told you. And here's the fucked up part. Like I said, I could have sworn I had more than this.
I'm
You're lucky that I never respected
trying to
you.
read
Because if I had, I would have lost all
Sonic
respect for you
the
right
Hedgehog comic books.
Sonic Underground.
Hey, hang on. Don't talk shit about
They
Sonic
made a
Underground.
vow, their mother will be found.
It's catchy.
Why do I know?
Because it's catchy.
Why do I know like 2 lines of the Sonic Underground theme?
So, Josh, you remember how we were both like when Jacob was like, I played Minecraft in VR and that was super, like, terrifying. Blah blah blah. He was right. He was
Okay.
right.
I'll take your. So that's 2 out of 3 right now, and I'm not going to like. I'm not gonna filibuster this. I'll just let you 2 have the win on this one because I don't disagree that would be scary,
It's also really
and I don't want to find
it's
out.
also really no, it's really cool though. It's like really cathartic. Like I told Jacob this the other night after I got home from my buddy's house. I was playing VR pretty late. Excuse me, but I could totally just sit in Minecraft until I just like died. Like in real life, like that game. There is just so much you can do in Minecraft, and the fact that you can play it in VR is just super fucking cool. I was surprised how well it worked too.
You know, it just kind of comes back to what I said. I think I said this last week when we had this conversation, but like I'm fine with regular Minecraft. There are only a few games that I'm like I really need to play this in VR, and they're all too stupid for people to actually make them. It's like you can't make that game in VR. People would fucking throw up their guts, and that's why I think Zone of the Enders 2 being in VR is the dopest shit. Because Konami is crazy and stupid, but occasionally their stupid will create a glimmer of brilliance.
This is true.
Yeah.
I'm really I'm getting.
Also, as I've learned,
getting
throwing
another-
up makes you lose like a ton of weight
I'm
rapidly.
getting another picture. I tried to make this as bad as I'm trying to make myself look as bad as I possibly can. Is what's going on right now.
Oh.
And this would be a lot worse, but it turns out a lot of the things I have are digital, and not physical copies.
You buying them on
real
fucking
quick.
digital
So,
too?
Not the comic books.
That means you're reading
not
them.
the comic books.
Oh, okay.
While I was playing VR the other day and checking out like Super Hot VR and Minecraft VR, all these cool VR
Okay, Super Hot VR.
experiences.
That one seems cool.
Yeah, I'll talk about that here in a sec. But I did just want to say, because my friend has a Quest 2, so it's wireless. So we were outside, and we met a little friend.
I
I thought that was a fucking raccoon.
I know I told Danny this, but
Thought a fucking
I have full plans and intentions
jumped you during Super Hot.
to get myself a Quest 2 this Christmas.
It is
Also
so fucking cool. So
here I'm trying to make this worse for myself.
we get
Turns out I have a shitload of Sonic games that are digital. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. We get out into his backyard, and I was confused as fuck because I was like, how are we gonna do this? And he was just like, oh, I'm gonna turn on my porch light here, and he flicks it on, and then he's like, all of the cameras and everything are just in the headset. And I was like, whoa, really?
Sounds like it.
And
Danny got
it's just
Thanos
so
snapped
fucking
again,
cool,
I
like,
think.
being able to run around in
I feel like I
super
know where
hot,
he was going with
without
that though.
any
He's probably
wires
super
or
confused
anything.
because
And
like you tell
the
somebody
Quest 2
that we're
really
gonna
is-
fuck around with
it seems
VR
like
and
the
then you take him
definitive way to
outside and
play
you're like,
super hot
uh-oh.
VR, because there being no wires
But,
and such freedom
yeah,
of
no,
movement.
what-
Like, at one point, it was having me
Like I said, I
like
have
run
full
around
intentions to get
on this,
one,
like,
but from
rust
everything
type,
I've seen
like,
from the
base,
reviews
in
I've heard
Superhot,
and people I've talked
and I
to,
was like
Danny now
crouched
being one
down
of them,
between like two
the
different
fucking
crates
Oculus
with like
Quest
two
is
sawed-off
the way
shotguns.
forward for VR, like fully wireless VR
It was
that you can literally play fucking anywhere.
It's so fucking
Didn't
cool
the Facebook integration with
that you can
Oculus
because you just draw
fuck
your
things
like,
over, though?
playable like space
Yeah, there he goes.
And like, up there he goes.
You're just like your little
it-
arena,
Like
you know?
really bad.
I don't know because it's
Like it's bricking people's
Did my internet die
Oculuses.
again?
I haven't heard anything.
That's what I remember here.
I haven't heard anything about it bricking people's Oculuses, but it has been like banning people's Facebook accounts. That's the only thing that I know of.
Is he back?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, he is.
There he is. He's back.
Are you there? Can you hear us? Danny.
Okay, maybe he's not back.
The world may never know. Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about it bricking people's. Well, because there's the Oculus Quest line, and then there's something else that isn't the Rift, because
Oh, God.
Facebook
Hello?
recently shut down all further development for the Rift.
Hello?
Danny,
Hi.
hey.
Help.
Are you back from the quantum zone?
So I kind of finished what I assumed your story was about to be for the quest,
I
but
was
go on
just
ahead.
thinking
I
that
want
it
to see how
was
close
cool.
I got.
It was neat being able to do it completely wireless. You draw your little arena for the fucking, like, the safe zone. And you just have, you know, your drawn space that you've created to run around in. And it's just really nice, like, having all that freedom of movement for the, like, VR.
So, isn't there something, Danny? Back me up on this one. Isn't there something though about the Oculus Quest is like bricking now if you have if your Facebook account has been
I
banned?
don't know anything about
it just
that, but I would
bricks
not
your
be
Oculus?
surprised to learn that was the case.
I remember very specifically hearing that people are getting banned, and if your Facebook account gets banned, then your Oculus Quest is basically worthless now ever since the integration.
Well, see, that doesn't sound like it would make a whole lot of sense because yeah, you have to, because as of right now, like Oculus accounts and Facebook accounts, while they have to be linked,
You have to.
they're still two separate things.
I don't think that's the case anymore. I think you have to have a Facebook account
Yeah,
in order to
No.
use the Oculus. And if your Facebook account is banned, then you just cannot use your Oculus
yeah,
for any reason.
I get that, but what I was saying is that
And
like,
apparently, trying to log on to the Oculus Quest with your Facebook is banning your Facebook.
well, yeah, I knew about that one, but what I'm saying is that like right now, because eventually, like sometime next year or something, Oculus accounts are going away, but right now you can still have an Oculus account. You just have to link it to a Facebook account. So, in theory, you could just link it to a new Facebook account.
God is angry at
Alrighty.
me.
Never mind. Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys.
That's a show I need to watch. Up there.
No.
Okay, that
was
was
real.
intentional. Damn it.
That was real.
I thought that was completely unintentional.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Was that real?
Was it really?
The only thing that could have made that funnier is if you came back playing pretending I'm a Superman.
Here, hold on.
I would have fucking lost it. Can you give me a beat, drummer? Real quick.
Pad. This is gonna be great for to edit, by the way.
But
It's funny how pretending I'm a Superman is only there when you don't need it.
no, looking at all of this, unfortunate news. I appear to be a Sonic the Hedgehog fan. That's no good.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, it really does.
Sonic Mania
is cool though.
I'm so sorry.
That's why we hold out once every 10 years. Somebody makes a good Sonic game.
You can't keep old Gil down.
How long do you have left? Has the doctor told you how long you have left, Jacob?
Nope.
Is it terminal?
He won't talk to me anymore.
Damn it, Danny.
What you're looking
not what I'm
for, I
looking
don't
for?
think.
He fucked it up.
But it's the big laugh.
No. It was the big laugh, but that's not what you're looking for. There we go. Thank you. I needed that. I wasn't gonna speak until you you did it. So, I think we're kind of running towards the end of the episode. But before we do, I just want to circle back to the lizard for a second. Danny, do you remember how fucking awful the lizard looked in The Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I'm guessing that's a yes.
Yeah, that
You
bad.
pulling up a picture of it?
So, for reference, this is what...
Oh, the actual...
This is the lizard.
Yeah, the actual lizard.
Well, I'm pulling up a picture of... This is him in the comic books, yeah. It's fucking rad.
Just
He's
looks
a
like a guy
lizard
who's
in a
also
trench
a
coat.
wizard.
He looks sick as shit. But he's a lizard. Yeah, hold up. I think I have more pictures of cool lizard. Here he is, classic cool lizard. He's a lizard. He's in a trench coat. He lives in the sewers. That's all you need. And then, when they're rebooting Spider-Man, they're like, we've got a
What
brilliant
if we
idea.
use
What if
this
we use this new
PlayStation
and
1
upcoming,
graphics?
this new and
What if we use...
oh damn it! I was gonna pull up a zoom in on his face.
It's not
Which
too
one
late.
did you pull?
It's not too late.
What if we gave you PS2
I'm trying to find it.
graphics?
It's buried. My computer erased it. They're like, no, you don't want that. Thanks to the power,
of the 3DO
facial capture.
console.
This. We can make the
It's so
lizard have a
fucking
human
bad.
face. It looks so bad. It is the worst. This is fucking official art. This right here is official art. That was the best they could come up with for this lizard design. They tried to sell people on the movie with this. That's the worst. That's like... It sucks because you know they're never gonna bring him back. This was my favorite Spider-Man villain's one shot.
And
And this is it. Yep.
Oh man, even his toy sucks. Look at him.
Where's that plug and play? You know the one.
I don't know where it is. Why would I know? I'm not the keeper
Danny.
of the lizard plug.
I don't know.
I should get a cool... What has been
So, yeah.
uploaded?
Is it a PNG image?
I should get a cool like lizard action figure or something to make me less mad about the lizard and the Amazing Spider-Man. I never healed.
Yeah.
I never truly forgave the Amazing Spider-Man
Neither did Andrew Garfield.
for what they
And
did to
that's
the
why
lizard.
he stopped the movies.
So apparently, do you know what the real reason the movie stopped were? It wasn't even that they were bad. Do you want to know what
knew
the
this at
real
one point, I
reason
don't remember
the
off
movie
top of my
stopped
head.
were? Danny, do you know this?
Yeah, that's what I
Apparently, it was
thought.
because of that big Sony leak
Yeah,
from like 2015 or so.
it was for the better. It was for
Apparently, like
the
that
best.
happened, and that just like
I
ruined
wanted to
any
give
chance
them.
of there
I
being.
wanted to give them the
I mean,
biggest
yeah, they
benefit
weren't
of
great.
the doubt after the first movie, because aside from the lizard looking like shit, the first Amazing Spider-Man movie was like fine. The lizard just kind of looked like shit.
I mean, it's also really boring and kind of generic, but I will say this.
He was mine
think
for a
Andrew
while.
Garfield
I think he's
might
okay.
be
He
my
does a
favorite
really good job
Spider-Man.
as Spider-Man for sure.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like he's good as Spider-Man. But I also think the only reason that I don't say that about Tom Holland is because I don't think they haven't
Right.
aged Spider-Man up to the point where he'll be my favorite Spider-Man. I always like early 20s out on his own Spider-Man the best.
If
Even when
God,
I was like a kid
would, stop shaking my
or
house,
even when I was in like
that would
high
be
school,
masterful.
I didn't like high school Spider-Man.
I feel that.
I don't know if it's possible for thunder to like get closer to my house.
But yeah, Andrew
but it's doing
Garfield.
Don't ever underestimate it.
Apparently that's happening.
Andrew
so
Garfield deserves another shot. He deserves more than he got.
I don't believe that either, but apparently
I
that's
doubt
a
it.
thing.
I don't believe that like rumor in the slightest, but
You know what is happening though? More Venom.
Did you get the Venom? Venom. My name is Venom. Venom. Going at you like I don't even
I love
remember
it.
that song.
You're right. but I love it.
That movie fucking sucks too. I know. I know that people are gonna have the reaction that I had to Absolute Carnage to Venom, but I'm sorry, I love Venom, and Tom Hardy's pretty good in it, but that movie's just bad. I saw it yesterday, and it is
Okay.
still bad.
That was it.
That one scene where Tom Hardy that one scene where Tom
Oh, yeah.
Hardy made out with the female
Huge
Venom
boner, no doubt.
was hot though.
You think I'm joking? I sound
Yeah,
like
no.
I am.
I'm being serious. Just keeping up the
No,
charade
you know
that you
I
didn't
did.
pop a huge boner when Tom Hardy made out with sexy Venom.
I don't know, man. I really like that movie. It's exactly what I wanted from a Venom movie. Yeah, shitty Eminem song included.
Venom. Come get your Venom.
The
Venom.
the one scene in that movie that's like actually cool is when the riot team like bumps into him, and they're like, you know, they're putting on all their equipment and they're like mask, and he's like, okay, mask, and then you know Venom jumps out. Like that was cool.
And then Venom jumps out. And then all those riot guys, even though he didn't kill them, all those riot guys forgot
Well, like,
who Tom
yeah.
Hardy was. and Tom Hardy gets off
Even if
scot-free
I
at the end of
didn't
the film.
forget who Tom Hardy was, I would conveniently forget who Tom Hardy was because he
Because it's
made
not
an
a very good
evil,
movie.
scary monster come out of nowhere.
Do you think
No, I
that
think he
Tom
actually
Hardy should
should
have
have
done
done
his
his,
Bane voice for Venom?
His Charles Bronson voice. Come here, you fucking cunt!
Did he do the voice of Venom, or
What do you mean?
who? Did somebody else do Venom's voice?
Oh, I
Like the
don't
actual
know,
voice of
actually.
Venom.
He might have.
Yeah, it seems like that thing where he might have, but it also seems like that thing where they might have not. Venom looks great in the Venom
2018.
movie.
Yeah, no.
I'll give that movie that. They got like
voices
Venom
as well.
right. It's just that everything else. Oh, that's cool. I get the feeling that Tom Hardy really wanted to be in a Venom movie. He really wanted to be Venom, and that's why I feel bad talking shit about how bad that awful movie is.
Well, here's the thing.
Because it seems like he's trying really
though,
hard,
is that
and I
Venom
think he's
could
the only
also be
person
Aquaman,
who wants
and
to be on that
isn't.
set.
So, in terms of that incredibly high bar that it needed to pass,
What do you mean?
Venom isn't Aquaman, so I don't. No, it's
I
not
haven't
good.
actually seen the Aquaman movie.
None
Is
of
the
the
Aquaman
DC
movie
movies
good
are
or
worth a
not
damn.
good? What's the deal with it? It is not good. Not even
Woman. Yeah, I guess that makes me sexist
Wonder
or
Woman?
racist or whatever now. But
you didn't
yeah,
like
I
Wonder
didn't
Woman,
like it.
Danny? No, I'm not gonna lie. I think the Wonder Man
Wonder Man.
Wonder Woman
Yeah,
movie is
it's super really
kinda generic.
Hey, also,
But it's not like bad. It's just it's kind of whatever.
I'll
Jason
agree. I'll
Momoa
agree with
deserved
that.
better as Aquaman.
I won't agree to that. Christ.
I like Jason Momoa.
I guess I'm happy to report that I do not have that particular issue of Knuckles the Echidna that you were talking about, because that's issue 22, and I only have to issue number 7.
Can you post the?
I sure can!
Every time it happens, it's always hysterical, intentional or not.
So, the dude that fucking misappropriated this quote is a guy by the name of Ken Penders, and
That's the guy's name.
He's I don't think he's doing the writing for any of the comic series anymore, but the Penders era of the Sonic comic book writing, nobody that actually is interested in Sonic the Hedgehog the comic book series, nobody likes this guy. So I will preface it with that. So I'm this doesn't surprise me in the least. This is a Ken Penders thing to do.
So while you're reading that, I remember there was a storyline that Ken Penders was talking about that he didn't get to include and that he was really upset about, where Sally lost her virginity
I'm not
to
fucking
Things in
surprised.
comics that just don't make
Yeah.
sense.
to somebody other than Sonic. And
No, like, so apparently, and this is the thing that I will ask to not be like completely quoted on, but apparently another Ken Penders thing is he's also real mad that those nasty kids were out there making Rule 34s of the Sonic characters. And for a while, it became a fun thing for the people that do make the Rule 34s of the Sonic characters to start basically...
Please tell me you didn't upload.
No, what
Okay.
the fuck? You have so little faith in me. No, all I was going to say
I'm
is...
sorry, I'm listening to the Venom song
all of them
in the background.
Sonic Rule 34 artists went into fucking overdrive, and every single picture somewhere, some of them got real creative. It was real funny. But somewhere in the image, you will see nice and calligraphied or whatever the fuck. Fuck Penders. that was making him real mad. He's a mad lad.
Real mad.
But it's fine because he's a fucking weirdo. he's like the meta Sonic fan. He's what people are talking about when they talk about the Sonic fandom.
He's only part of it. He's a big part of it, but he's only part of it.
he ascended.
He's basically Sonic Chew with a job.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking Chris Chan. Holy shit.
Somebody said Chris Chan.
That's a whole bag of marbles over there that I don't want to open.
The good old days of the internet. Why didn't we do this like 8 episodes ago?
Oh, man. You think I know? Venom.
Venom. Venom. Venom. Venom. Venom. Don't know what hit him. Venom.
So, I don't know if you guys got the message that I sent you, whenever it was.
Yeah, I did
But
get that.
Disco Elysium is currently on
Josh
sale again.
said, yeah.
You told me that, and I said more like discount Elysium.
And then
I did not see that
and,
reply.
and then
Touche.
I had said,
Well, that's your loss because
I had it. I just
Where
had
did you
it.
fucking find?
it's a shame that I only said discount Elysium on our Discord page, because if I had said it on Twitter, I probably would have gotten mad pussy.
Probably. It's not too late. Still on sale.
Still get that mad Twitter clout.
Pussy. I can. In fact,
you're doing it right now.
yes, I am.
Speaking of which, Danny, did you ever get that? Okay.
Bring on the bitches.
Danny, did you ever get that fucking message I sent you? Or it's just like a 9-second video and I just said Disco Elysium out of context? That was supposed to be your motivation to go get the game, because you like, what the fuck is that about, right?
I mean, yeah. First of all, yeah. But like, I don't know, man. There's just so many things on the internet, so many things to do.
Well, at the very least, we all absolutely
you're
need to
gonna
get
have to wait till I
Phasmophobia.
get
I really want to play that game with some friends, so I can sit in the van and listen to you guys get violently
Wish
murdered by
Rise
a
of the
ghost.
Triad remake wasn't janky. Like, it's a fine enough game. There are things about that game that irritate me. Did I have a question?
I don't think I ever answered your question, did I? From forever ago.
What was your answer?
Yeah. Oh no, wait, no, I did. I forgot.
Oh, right.
My answer was No Man's Sky.
Oh, I don't think I ever answered
didn't.
that.
It was you.
Probably. Yeah. Probably. Sorry, I'm still listening to the Venom song.
Yeah, Other M is a good answer.
Probably Other M. Like, yeah.
Unfortunately, Other M is a good answer.
And no, it's not a good game. That's also one that I'm not going to stand down on. Probably more than Duke Nukem Forever. Not because it's a worse game,
Right.
but because it's more important to me.
Hold on.
Its failure is more monumental.
My stop button genuinely wasn't working for whatever fucking reason. As soon as I clicked that, I was trying to stop it the whole time.
I wish.
Even though I don't like the Venom movie, I'm probably going to see the second one
Yeah.
because Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassidy that's a good pick. It's going to be super dumb, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, you know.
I thought that would
You
never
think
come
I would
back to
just
haunt
forget
me.
about Diet Coke?
I didn't think. I prayed. I prayed that you would just forget. Quote, just forget about Diet Coke.
Wait. No,
I think Diet Coke is a good place to stop the episode.
Oh, no way.
Okay, so there's this. And now here's where we'll stop the episode.
Soup. Yeah, no, that's a good a place as any. This one was
My internet.
jank as fuck.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening.
Sweet dreams.
Go get yourself an ice cream. You've earned it.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.